Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 3. So in this module, you will finish up and submit the rhetorical analysis essay. So your first essay for the class, you have spent the previous module, Module 2. You've learned a little bit more about what rhetorical analysis is, and you've chosen the article that you're going to analyze and written an outline for me to look at. So now you're going to go back in to that assignment and check on my feedback for you. So make sure that you get that turned in. If you're a little late on that, make sure that you get that done first. Anytime we have any kind of pre-writing type assignment, it's always a good idea to kind of prioritize that, because if you get that turned in too late, then I don't have a lot of time to recognize that it needs feedback and get that to you before you need to actually be working on the essay. So just kind of keep that in mind. The only assignment in Module 3 is the essay itself, but I do have some other things in here for you, including a reminder of the criteria. So just as a reminder, you are using something from the textbook, from our new Harbor Race Guide textbook. I recommend this section, part 5, the real situations for real writing, because it's got those different sections in there that you might, it's kind of grouped them by theme. And so you can, if you're interested in social media and the possibilities of gender, then you can go through, and this is just the introductory section, but then you go through, if you're thinking maybe Joanna Blakely's social media and the end of gender, and we got a little information about her, and then we get to the actual article that you're going to look at, and this is what you'll be analyzing. So you can see most of these articles are fairly short, and so that is both an advantage and a disadvantage when you're writing an analysis like this. Sometimes there's not a lot to look at, so you may decide that you would rather do something longer. If you sit down to start writing the essay and you realize it's not going to work very well for this assignment, or you just can't seem to get an essay out of it, I want you to redo that outline. The outline that you did needs to be the one that you use for this assignment. Don't change your topic at the last minute and not do any pre-writing. So redo the outline. You can either submit it again, or you can also send me an email and say, hey, I changed my topic. Can you look over my new outline? That's fine. So, but just make sure that you do that again. So you're looking at your article, and the thing that you're looking for is argument technique. What does she use, or he use, or whoever use in their argument that you see as a technique? So maybe it's use of most students do ethos, pathos, logos. So pathos, they have some stories in there that are intended to trigger the emotions of the reader. Maybe they use ethos to talk about their own personal experience, and along with that, their credibility. So, they mention what kinds of experience they have as a, within that field. Why are they considered an expert? Maybe they include a lot of statistics. Maybe they include some studies. I'm not seeing any here actually in this example. So interestingly enough, you could comment on some of the issues with your article. Might be something like they did not include any, statistics or studies. So this one, for example, just mentions our research, but doesn't include anything specific about the research. So that would be something that might be more of a critique of their work. So you can include that as well. It doesn't have to be all positive. It could be a little bit more critical, and that's totally fine. But you are not arguing for or against the topic. You are not making your own essay about the topic. You are just analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of the author's argument itself. Not even, has nothing to do with the topic itself. It doesn't matter whether you agree or disagree with the topic or the author's stance. It is about your breakdown and analysis of that author's ability to create a good argument. And so that's what you're really looking for here. A lot of students they just kind of go off in left field with this assignment because they have never had to sit down and do a rhetorical analysis like this. It shouldn't be very long. you're only looking at a page and a half to maybe 2 pages, introduction, body, or introduction, conclusion, plus a couple body paragraphs. The main focus, though, is always that critical response to their technique. It's okay if you include some personal critical response, but for the most part, it's not about you. It's about what the author did with their argument. So that's important to remember. So once you've got that done, you start drafting your essay. You've got a couple of things that you might consider doing with it. The first one is send to the online writing lab. We have this tab over here, BrainFuse Online Tutoring. You go in and you can submit your paper to the BrainFuse link, and it's pretty simple. You can just follow the directions here, and it's a really useful tool. We use this BrainFuse program, so the tutors in BrainFuse typically respond actually quicker than 48 hours. Typically it's been within 24 hours, and you get the response back in BrainFuse. So it's just using that website. And you can also go in, we are supposed to have anyway, some in-person writing tutors in Iola. If you are in the Iola area or go to that campus, you're welcome to use that. The other thing you can do is, obviously, we're not doing a peer edit for this one, but you could also ask somebody you know to look over your paper. And I would caution, though, make sure that they are not making changes to your essay. If you want feedback on your essay, make sure that they're using like a review tool type thing. And you can also send it to me. You can email your paper to me just to make sure that you're following the assignment. That is not cheating to do that. Just make sure that you give me a little bit of time. I'm usually not looking at emails over the weekend because I have small children and they are a distraction. So if you need assistance with your essay or want me to look over it, make sure you send it to me like during the week so I have time to look at it. And then I also have this how to do a works cited entry from the textbook. All you have to do is copy and paste this straight into your essay and then change, the author, the title of the work that you're looking at, and then the page number. And the page number should show up, when you're on that page. This one, for example, is 495. That's what you're going to put on there. Very simple to do, but you need that works cited entry because that is one of the criteria on the grading rubric. Reminders about MLA format if you've forgotten how to do that from Comp 1. And then this is the essay submission spot where you put it. There's a couple of last minute formatting reminders. And then the very end or underneath is the grading rubric that I use. So you can see that there's a whole 15 points devoted specifically for documentation, including like having that works cited page. If you have any specific references to the text that you have, the in-text citations with the page number, that it's clear, what the author's ideas are, that kind of thing. So you want to look through and make sure that you feel like your essay is scoring within the excellent to proficient category if you want an A on it. And then if anything feels like there's not existing, then you want to make sure that you add that in there before you submit the final. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.